Hello and welcome. Olga is here. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Olga Bocharever. I'm a certified positivity practitioner and relationships coach. And in this video, we'll talk about how to clear your mind of bad dating experiences. So in my practice, I work with women who are maybe just gone through the divorce or separation, and they are learning how to heal from this journey, or maybe they're already actively dating and then they really just bumping into some guys who are different, let's put it this way, or maybe they are in relationships and they're just trying to figure things out. But this particular video is created for you if you are going through dating journey and you kind of get into some interactions, or maybe you had some dates that are not so fun and you just really want to clear yourself from this experience so you can move on and find the guy who is right for you. Now, unfortunate truth is, as you're going through dating, you will have guys who are jerks or who are just different, right? Maybe it's right for them in one way, shape, or form to communicate with you the way that they do, but it's not what you want and it's not aligned with your values. And so the unfortunate part is that this is kind of like your dues, right? Sometimes you have to pay your dues and go through a few guys who just are not a good fit. Now, sometimes you'll meet them faster. Like if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to start dating because it's going to be crazy. It's not always the case. Like Ernie, who's my husband right now, when he started dating, I actually was the first guy he went on a date. And so he didn't need a rebound. He didn't need 10 girls to date. He just was that good and attracting what he wanted. And so don't get freaked out, but the truth is, if you are going through dating and you are starting to notice that, okay, this is happening, let's talk. So by the way, guys, we are doing this really fun experiment. Well, really, I'm doing this fun experiment where I challenged myself to 30 days of videos, Facebook Lives, and this is day 11. And this is what I call Medi-Tapping Adventure. So every day I have an intention to meditate for an hour. I haven't done it today yet, so I will do this before I go to sleep. And I'll make a video, so I'm doing this right now. And sometime, honestly, guys, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. I'll just show up and I trust the flow and I trust my creativity and I trust the inner guidance to deliver value, to bring something of use to you, to help out to answer questions. So today is actually different because there was a specific question that was asked in one of the dating groups that I'm in. One of the tools that I absolutely adore when it comes to kind of clearing these energies or clearing these experiences or memories is called tapping, or EFT, or fast EFT. If you never heard about tapping, guys, no worries. It's a super simple tool. It has to do with acupressure points. It's kind of like an emotional version of acupressure. And it's a very simple way to clear bad vibes, to release stress, to release anxiety, and even to change your inner limiting beliefs, things that are keeping you stuck in life. And so what we're going to do, we're going to do a quick round of tapping on this particular topic. And in just a couple of words, this is how it works. So we all have beliefs and we all have experiences and memories and emotions within us. Some more beneficial for us, some not. Now, habitually, we repeat them because this is something that we know how to do and we often doesn't question them. But often it gets to the point when they are not comfortable and we do not want to keep them and we do not want to repeat them. And it goes somehow like this. Logically, I understand I don't want to feel, do, or experience that or repeat this pattern, but emotionally it kind of happens to me. So this is where the subconscious mind kicks in. So what you're talking about is the subconscious mind or subconscious programming. And tapping is a really great tool to kind of break through this. Now, what you do physically is you kind of tap in on these acupressure points. And while you do, you actually change the way you feel. Now, why does it happen this way? Well, that's actually very simple. In your body system, you have what's called meridians. Now, that's not a belief system. It's an actual absolute truth. Now, these meridians, they run all over your body. And what you do is when you stimulate this endpoint of acupressure points, you send electromagnetic signals to those body organs that naturally create stress. And stress feels like worry, and stress feels like anxiety, and stress feels like fears, and stress feel like thinking. Right? All of those things are stress. And so naturally when you start tapping, you counter and interact this one. It literally does go away. Now, there have been scientific studies that's been proven that if you tap and talk, the level of your cortisol drops. If you guys don't know what cortisol is, it's a stress hormone. It's an actual scientific studies. And so what I often do with my clients, I ask them to talk to me about what bothers them. And as we have this conversation, we tap. And at the end of the conversation, it doesn't bother them. And things that you no longer hold within, things that no longer your fears or that produce strong emotional reactions, they are no longer something that attracts, right? Because whatever you hold within, you attract. Like everybody asks me, well, how do you find the perfect for your partner? I was like, well, that's very simple. Make a list of things that you want them to be and become that, right? Become that. And so this tapping technique really helps you become to whatever it you want to become, because you no longer feel the same habitual feelings, you no longer experience the same habitual patterns. And so let's go through a hypothetical case scenario. So let's say you had a date, right? And you went on a date and the guy was a jerk and he said or did something. Or maybe you even did get to the date. You were texting back and forth and something started smelling fishy, and then you found out that he wasn't honest one way or another, and then you confronted him, and then it just turned into a big hot mess. So two things here. So number one, and I tell to all my clients, it is a good rule of thumb to meet a guy within a week or 2 weeks of the minute you started texting or chatting. Because if you don't do this, you build this huge castle in your mind of what he could be or could not be, and it's very often nothing what he truly is, because only 20% of your communication is nonverbal, so 80% of what you never seen or experienced of that guy. So he can tell you a whole bunch of stuff, right? Even if you saw his picture, it is not the same as in-person date. Now, here's something important. If he didn't ask you on a date, and again, it's my personal opinion, I usually tell them don't ask a guy on a date first. Why? Because you want to see who's going to have a balls in your family, right? He's going to show you very, very early in relationships if he's going to lead or if he's going to follow. Now, if you like to follow, if you want to be the masculine energy in your partnership, then that's fine, right? That's not me. I've been with a guy who doesn't have balls. That's not fun, guys. I'm going to tell you this right now. I wanted a leader. I wanted somebody who I can respect, admire, and follow, both spiritually and in many other ways. And that's the kind of guy that I found. And so I tell them, let them ask you out. If they don't, let it go. Totally fine. There's 7.5 billion people on the planet. You need one, right? And so what happens very often, the girls will start, chatting and have a conversation, and they'll say, oh my gosh, this guy is so awesome. I want to get to know him better. I want to, and then they start, doing and saying all these things to kind of get him lure in and ask him to do. And they'll tell you, I would like to meet somebody. Don't tell him anything. Relax. Like, this is literally your job when you're dating. Relax, sit back. Okay, well, maybe put your earrings on or scarf on and just be flirty and sexy and relaxed and happy. That's the only job. So the second thing, if you've gotten into interaction that involves something not fun, I mean, honestly, even if they are being ugly with you, don't be ugly to them. I mean, it's still you. And whatever you put out there comes back to you multiply. So I was reading some of these, interactions, and then, this lady said, we'll be F off each other, right? I was like, okay, maybe he F off you, don't F off him. Whatever you're putting out there, that's the energy that you attract. Seriously, stay clean. I mean, and just that I never curse, but it's more like a ranty kind of like, spiritual happy thing. It's not like I'm angry. Again, there's nothing wrong with anger, but again, keep your language clean and don't share a whole lot when you just texting back and forth, because you're just giving the material to somebody that you don't even know, right? So give it a little bit of time to build a relationship. Now, the same thing happens when you start dating someone, and a week or 2 weeks, you're getting intimate. Oh, don't do that. This is a recipe for disaster. Seriously, give it 2 to 3 months so you can get to know each other. Because again, guys will tell you a whole bunch of stuff. Some of them they believe, some of them they make up. It doesn't matter. The only way for you to truly get to know a guy is to give it a little bit of time to things to build up. That's how you're gonna find out if they do what they say, right? It's like, they say one thing and say, oh my gosh, but he said all those things. I cannot believe he betrayed me. Give him time. Give him a little bit of time. They'll show you all you need to know. If he says something and then he does it, and then he says something and then he does it, that's how you build trust, right? That's how he's gonna show you naturally what he's made of. So let's do a quick round of tapping on some things that maybe you had a bad experience, maybe you just want to kind of clear it up for your system. And do you understand some guys are jerks, period? Not a big deal. Totally okay to let them go. Don't make a story around it. It's not you who said or did something. It's not you who overthinking or overreacting. No, none of this stuff. Some guys are jokes. Totally fine. And so just kind of go into the story and notice, you know, where is it bothering you? How do you know it bothering you? Close your eyes and notice maybe there's this text, or maybe you started, you know, forming feelings, or maybe there's a particular word, or maybe there's a particular way. So whatever it is, just give it attention, notice it. And then take a deep breath, breathe in and breathe out. And what I want you to do is take 2 fingers and just kind of tap. So tap between the eyes, repeat after me. Now when you tap, put all your attention on the fingertips. And what you'll notice, your body will kind of start relaxing, and you will start changing the way you feel, so you don't carry this negative experiences over and over from dating to dating, or from relationships to relationships. And just repeat after me. Say, this feeling, I had a bad vibe about it, and I ignored it. Things that he said, things that he did, at first looked like he's a good guy, but then I found out that he's not trustworthy. And I ignored my feelings, and I set it aside, and it's okay to let it go. He wasn't the right fit for me, but I still feel uncomfortable thinking about it. I still have this yucky feeling in my system, and it's safe to let it go. It's safe for me to feel my feelings. It's safe for me to feel my emotions. And don't create story around it. So often, something happens, and we start assigning meaning to it. Like, I'm not worthy, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not lovable, or I will never find a guy. None of that is true. It's safe to let it go. Clearing all these beliefs, all these unnecessary meanings. It's just an interaction. Maybe he had a bad day. Maybe he never meant to be with me. Maybe he's just not a good fit. Maybe there's a lesson there for me to learn from. Like listening to my gut, paying attention to my feelings. Something doesn't feel right, it's probably because it doesn't. Probably because it's not. I release and let it go. Any bad vibes, any energies, all the ways that they hurt me or they said something, it's not about me. I forgive myself and I forgive them. I'm only keeping gratitude, good lessons, and it's safe for me to move forward. Just let it go. Hi Ben, hi Debbie. Go ahead and grab your wrist, take a deep breath, breathe in, and breathe out. Say a word, peace. Alrighty guys, good job tapping. Seriously, if you are new to tapping, it's an excellent tool. It's absolutely fascinating. I've been practicing it for over 5 years. Still one of my go-to tools to clear, you know, bad feelings in the body, to help people change perspectives, and to really clear those memories and those bad experiences from your system. So have fun with this, practice. If you have any questions, let me know, but honestly, you cannot do it wrong. Just enjoy and go with your gut. Love you guys, have fun dating, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.